Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Private Eye Matrix Revealed with Monique Lasan.
This is Thomas, a.k.a. a Mad Painter. I'd like you to join me Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Open Canvas. Don't forget to bring an open mind.
Yes, folks, that's right. Bring an open mind to an open canvas. Again, that is Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. UFOs to government corruption. This is Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here. All right, let's get it going. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. It is 10 p.m. Thursday evening, and we are here live on Studio A. Yeah, you've waited all week for the most cutting-edge topics and guests, and now it is time to deliver. That's right, it's the Stephen D. Kelley Show with your host, Stephen D. Kelley.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Stephen D. Kelley Show. Pardon me. My name is Stephen D. Kelley. Welcome. All right, this is Revolution Radio at www.freedomslips.com. And tonight we are going to be talking about all the latest developments in Syria and other places in the world related to all that. And we have Mahmoud and Gabby with us tonight, and I will bring them in here very soon. So I'm very happy that they're both standing by here, thankfully. And it's funny because usually it's 5 a.m. I think over there in Damascus right now, and they're both here wide awake and had their coffee and they're ready to go. And my producer Keith is, I don't know where he is. He missed out tonight. So I'm controlling the servers, which unfortunately means that I can't take phone calls unless you're connected to me on Skype or somebody comes along and provides that a number for me to use. But hopefully that'll happen. So at the second half of the show, we will be able to take calls. But right now, that's not a big deal because obviously the guys have a lot to tell us. There's a few things that I need to talk about, of course, before we get into it, and I will do my best. But, got a cat on my lap and a very interested dog sniffing at the cat. I'm not sure I like that. Okay, sorry, dog. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Okay, first of all, I want to mention that obviously Revolution Radio is listener-supported radio, which means we're 100% dependent on your donations. And normally it's not a big deal. I don't really pay attention to the budget that much, but we did get a notice today that says that we are hurting this month. And I guess, there were some upgrades and what have you that took place last month, but our budget right now is completely messed up. But the good news is there are some promotions that are going on right now that you guys should take advantage of if you have the ability to donate, and certainly we are doing what we can to make this worthwhile. So let me read some of the notice that I got here. If you donate $50, any $50 donation during the live confines of your show, so I assume that means while the show is on right now. If you're listening right now, if you donate $50 right now during the show, the next 2 hours, what you need to do is say Silver Rush, okay, the word Silver Rush, and include your name, and you'll receive a 1-ounce bar of silver. Now, obviously, if you pay attention, you'll know that silver is very valuable right now. So that's a significant amount of your money given back to you in the form of a silver bar. But in order to do this, you have to do it during the show, and you have to also mention the words Silver Rush, and you have to include your name. You also, of course, have to include your address, your shipping address. Very, very important. This applies to U.S. donors, of course, naturally. And now also, if you have a $75 $25 donation. Let me see. I hope I get this right. During the show, it says ball cap includes your name. All right. Now, I'm not sure if they wrote this down wrong, but they have a thing where if you say ball cap, they'll send you a hat that says Revolution Radio. Now, I'm assuming this must also include the silver. I don't know, but just to be on the safe side, if you want to donate $75, say Silver Rush and ball cap. Okay, those are 2 words. And again, of course, obviously your address has to be included. All right, and if you have any questions, need clarification, please get in touch. All right, okay, anyway, that happens during the show. So, all right, you guys, help us out. And if you can do it during the show and you include your name and address and you use the words Silver Rush or ball cap. I mean, I'm sure if you just say, hey, give me my silver bar and my hat, they'll take care of you. But anyway, okay, there, I've done my duty. Also, I want to mention that the Revolution Radio Facebook page, if you have not joined it, please do so. And my Facebook page, obviously, Stephen D. Kelley, I have room for 500 people. I just deleted a guy just a few minutes ago because he was putting out some flat earth nonsense. I will delete you if you're a flat earth proponent. But aside from that, I have room for 500 people. Also, let's see what else. Stephen D. Kelley for President page. Go find that and like it. And that should be good enough for the promos right now. We'll talk about that some more. Okay, now, first of all, Mahmoud and Gabby, I don't think your microphone's muted, but if you want to just go ahead and say hi, and then we'll dive into it a little bit. Let's see. Gabby, you were on the phone first. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hi, everyone. Good day. And thank you, Stephen, for having me on.
Oh, very good, very good. Your volume sounded pretty good to me. I'm not monitoring the chat for you people out there, but so if there's any issues, you're going to need to try to contact me directly, somebody who's connected to me on Skype. Mahmoud, we talk all the time. In fact, I talked to both of these guys about 5 hours ago, and I said, my gosh, get some sleep. Make sure you're awake. And here they are. They're both awake. Did you sleep today, or were you up all night, or did you sleep for 4 hours, Mahmoud? Mahmoud, are you there? Unmute your microphone. Well,
yeah, I'm here.
Oh, see how you are.
Yeah.
So,
my
did you
phone
sleep?
just plugged up.
Is that it?
Yeah. Well, I slept a little, but my sleeping was it was not like full sleep. It was like I was sleeping and then wake up and sleep and wake up again because not that I'm anxious, but because the national defense are terrorizing, or at least the national defense in our area, they are terrorizing because terrorizing everyone and shooting at civilians.
Let me say something real quick before you start. Now, several things have happened today. There's a lot of things happening. When I was talking to Gabby earlier, he made a comment. He said that a possible coup has taken place in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, that's a big deal. That has a lot to do with it now. And I was talking to Mahmoud here only a little while ago, and he started talking about this shooting going on right around his town. We've been talking about Kutsaya. As you've learned before, there was a siege on, and siege has been lifted, I assume.
No, it's not lifted.
It's not lifted.
There.
Okay, now, all right, the people that you're talking about,
are they almost 80 days of under siege?
Wow. Okay, who's shooting? Are these pro-government troops, or are these anti-government troops that you're having issues with?
They are, it happens every once in a while because every time the government wants to get rid of these national defense troops, they start to terrorize people and start shooting everywhere.
Okay. Who are the national defense troops? Who are they?
They are, they are pro-government, but they are ruining the reputation of the army. Sometimes I remember one time when there was a blockade. People were trying to get some food in Kutsaya. So the national defense checkpoints, they would take this food from people and they would just smash it with their feet. And people went to the legit Syrian army checkpoints and told them. They were complaining that why are they treating us like this? They are so racist and so hateful and everything. How could they do this to us? We are their people. So the army checkpoints soldiers, they went to the national defense soldiers and told them, why are you doing this to people? They are our people. You can't treat them like this. So the national defense said to the I'm talking. You will get your chance to tell me, please.
I'm
So
gonna ask you actually.
yeah, just let me finish my idea before I forget it.
Of course.
So the soldiers went to the national defense checkpoints, and they told them, why are you treating people like this? We shouldn't do this to them. They are our people. We must protect them, not bully them or terrorize them. So then the national defense told them, it's not your business. Go back to your checkpoint. You something. They cursed them. So they almost had they were like too close to clash together. But thank God it didn't happen. So these guys, these national defense guys in Kutsaya, or not in Kutsaya, surrounding Kutsaya, they are like so dirty, like they are so racist, and I don't know what they hate in Kutsaya. Maybe because there are some free army soldiers. Okay, so what? Do you hate the whole town? It's not our fault, Like the army went here to Kutsaya a few years ago and cleaned the town from the free army.
Okay,
So why
I
did
have to ask you a question. Okay, I have for the listeners too. Okay, this national defense people, this is like a militia. These are citizens, or it's not part of the army. So where do they get their guns?
From the government. They go to the government and they vow. They say, we will protect we will protect our areas, and we will do no harm to people, and we will protect them and everything. So they were not, they did not make their promises. They made a promise they couldn't make. So how do you make a promise to protect people, and when it comes to the real deal, you don't protect them, you terrorize them. They killed 3 kids after Ramadan. At the last day of Ramadan, they shot 3 kids just because they said they are terrorists.
Okay, hang on, Mahmoud. All right,
wait. Just one last idea. Sorry. When today or last night, when this happened, when the national defense were terrorizing every place here, so the army didn't intervene anything because they knew how dirty those national defense are. I know that not all national defense soldiers are dirty, but these guys are so racist and so dirty, and they treat people so bad just because they live in an area which is which contains anti-government terrorists. It's not our fault that they came here and hid among us. We can't just talk to them. They are, they are, like we are like hostages to them. Like if we tell them to leave, they would shoot us. There is no government in here in Kutsaya. So anyone who speaks to them and tells them to leave, he will be shot. So if anyone would bring us our life back after being shot by them, we would do it. But no one would give us our lives back. That's why no one is talking.
All right, let me. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Gabby, before I let you go, I just got to make a few comments here. All right. Obviously, this is a problem. You've explained it very well, and I can see how actions of this group on behalf of Assad may be causing a lot of people to hate the government. So this is a good possibility that this seems like something that needs to be changed. It was a bad policy, but it's interesting. I'd like to consider that maybe with the security changing and with the Russians involved, maybe this is something that might be changed. Okay, Gabby, what did you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask him whether these national security forces are they ex-FSA, Free Syrian Army? Do they contain some members of the FSA previously?
No, they don't. No, they don't. They are actually extremists. Like every party, they have extremists. Like
Yeah.
pro-governments have extremists, and at the same time, the anti-governments have extremists. So these guys
Yeah,
are the
people
extremists. I mean, they worship the army and the government. Okay, love them, but don't worship them. Don't treat us bad if we have some anti-government in here. It's not our fault. I mean, we keep telling the army, we keep telling them, please come in here, come to Kutsaya. There are only a few. Just get us rid of them. We don't like those terrorists. They say you get them out by yourselves. How do we fight a gun with our bare hands? It doesn't work.
Do they have anything to do with getting revenge for those, military guys who were been kidnapped in Qudsiya?
Good
Do
question.
they have anything? Maybe maybe they are avenging or something.
Okay, if they are revenging, they can't revenge a whole city of million people.
Vengeance
If
is
they were,
blind, of course.
okay, look, the Free Army, they were only 400, and most of them, I mean, like 80% of them, they took amnesty. They went to they turned themselves and their guns. The ones who are fighting right today, because the national defense, they were shooting like too much. They were pushing the remaining Free Syrian Army soldiers to fight back, and when they did, they put the blame all on them. I mean, they were already going to leave Kutsaya. I mean, we are having a new term. We're having new terms of this reconciliation. So whenever we see this reconciliation will be completed, these national defense soldiers they start to sabotage the whole thing, because since they are controlling getting in and getting out, they tell people you can't get in, you can't get out. So people would pay them money, would bribe them.
Yeah.
So they would bribe them, and then if they leave now, they will get no more money. That's why they are bullying everyone.
Hey, Mahmoud, let me just say something here. First of all, I appreciate everything you're telling us right now, because this is the sort of thing that we don't hear, and you're showing a completely different side that's very important. And
Look,
just
I'm not. Let
me just finish here. Okay. Now, this is important, and for the listeners, I want you guys to understand that what he's talking about here are extremists, and like you said very well, are extremists on both sides. So certainly, even though these guys are pro-government and their methods suck, but they think that they're doing the right thing. But
of course,
but we can agree. I agree with you that using them against the enemy was probably a wrong idea, and I would suggest to Assad that he rethink this arming of these extremists. Now, but and I know that right now you're going through some crap. Your whole city is going through crap because of these people, and you're really, really angry about this. But I want to try to. I know this is the only thing you can think about, because you've got these guns going off and shooting very close to you, and this is this is affecting your sleep and everything. I'm sure. I understand how upset you are. But
people may not go to their schools or jobs because of this. A wild bullet might kill anyone. So they are not only making people hate government. They are preventing them from doing their duties.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, but listen to the thing. Okay, what you've done right now is you put something out in front of everybody that's really important that we all need to see. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's good, but there's a lot of things that we have to talk about also. There's for instance, I mean, what you've pointed out now, we know needs to also change. I mean, you've shown something very, very important, that the government needs to change. That's very productive. Okay, that's a good thing. But right now, even though I know you've got this crap going on very close to you and you're very pissed off about it, and I would be very pissed off about it too. You've been going through this crap for 80 days, whatever. It's getting very old, I'm sure. But let's talk a little bit about the Russians right now. I mean, is this going to change things? What's happening? What can you see? I mean, I know you guys hear jets flying overhead, things like that. What's that like? Have you seen any Russians? I mean, how close is it to you? What can you tell us? What do you see different right now?
We are actually seeing some differences. Before the Russians strike those extremist anti-government groups, we were always hearing like mortars shelling on Damascus. Now we no longer hear any mortars shelling Damascus because the Russians are striking the sources of these mortars. This is a good thing, and it even affected the reconciliation in here. It made those Free Army soldiers turn themselves in to the government. So those the opposition are starting to see that this is a fight they can't win. So they will have to surrender, which is a good thing. And that's why I said like a long time ago that the Russians should have been here like earlier, not now. They were not too late, but so late.
Yeah, I agree. For the sake of all those people that died, all the army soldiers that had their heads cut off. It's very. But he's so good though. Putin, look at his diplomacy. It was masterful.
He's working. Putin is working for real. He's not. He's not like lying and saying I'm gonna bomb ISIS, and he tickles them. He doesn't do that. He strikes them like immediately, right where they are. And I have to tell you this. Like, we have a soldier in our family. He was, he's one of my relatives, not so close relative, but he was one of my relatives. He's my cousin's cousin, if that makes sense. So he was in Deir ez-Zor. He, in the military airport of Deir ez-Zor. He was there, and he fought, with his. They were defending the airport against ISIS. He killed 15 ISIS soldiers, and then he was shot. He got killed. He's a martyr right now. I mean, this happened a few 2 weeks ago, right before Eid. So it was like a shock to every one of us in the family. Like, this guy, we used to, we used to speak to him, and I was raised with him. Like, we played together in our childhood, and now he's dead. I mean, imagine how shocking and how depressing this is. I mean, if the Russians intervened before, I mean, a lot of deaths would have been, canceled or.
Yeah. Well, I agree, but let's look at what he's done right now. Putin.
I know.
I just want to say one thing is that by showing the lies of Obama and the Defense Department and the Europeans and NATO and all these people, he's shown the whole world that everything they've said is a lie. And now maybe if people will wake up and realize that all of that was a lie, maybe they can also understand that 9/11 was a lie.
I hope so.
And see, this is the magic that Putin has done, is that, you see, this is the thing. And I wanted to say, this is so important, but I wanted to say this tonight, is that this is not a war against ISIS. This is not a war against NATO. This is not a war against Israel. This is a war against the Rothschilds and the bankers and the people who really control everything. See,
and the Masons,
all that satanic stuff. And that's the thing is, I mean, I got to say, God bless Putin, because he's doing the right thing. He's a righteous man. And people that think that this is Russian imperialism and Russian expansion.
That's crap.
Yeah, that's crap. He is saving the world. and he's not just saving it for Russia. He's saving us too.
Yeah, if he didn't do this right now, he knows that if Syria loses to ISIS, ISIS will go to Russia afterwards.
Yeah,
they will go to Turkey, and they will spread over Europe, and they will surround Russia. And then we will have the new world order. So Putin does not like this, doesn't want this to happen.
But you know, the thing is, though, you guys, is that here in this country, right, America, we have about 300 million people, right, and 2/3 of these people, you know, not children, of course, but if you take almost 200 million people, they are stupid and they believe the crap, all of it. And I think Putin understands that if we can just get maybe another 50 million Americans to wake up, everything will change. You know?
Yeah.
We don't have
By the way,
fight.
I mean, look at the U.S. Government. Who is ruling the U.S.? It's the Masonry. Like, every single thing is owned by them, and they wanna, they wanna Masonize the whole world.
Yeah, well, this is all true. Gabby, I want to hear more from you, but let's talk about some of these other things that are going on now. First of all, this thing about Saudi Arabia? Okay, you guys. Now you can help me out and let me know how much of this is true and what's a lie. But first of all, they say now that Yemen has sunken a second Saudi Arabian warship, and I've seen pictures of this thing. It looks like going down. Is that true? Do you believe that actually happened?
No, actually, I just wanted to offer my condolences to Mahmoud about his cousin.
Yeah, of course.
He was, of course, definitely, he was a valiant person. My condolences. Okay. About Saudi Arabia, they never say aloud, actually, what happens inside of the corridors of their haram, or I don't know what do they call it in their mansion. But they say that the King Salman burst into anger and they accused him of madness, and they are holding him now under custody, and his succeed person is controlling the Saudi Arabia right now. People in the kingdom there accusing this person who is ruling now, Wali al-Ahd they call him, in coup d'etat. We are not sure yet, because of course the foreign minister, when he died, after 10 days they announced his death. They always keep hiding facts. Let's hope for the better and for the best. And about this ship sunken, yes, and they actually shot a lot of jets of this so-called Arab coalition against Yemen. Yemenis are very stubborn guys. And they can't let it go just like that. And I just want to mention something historic about them, that the origin, the essence of Arabs came from Yemen, not from Saudi Arabia, by the way. The language, the people, the Arabs in origin burst out to the world from Yemen. So they hold in dear the idea of Arabism, and they attached to it. So I hope that they will teach Saudi Arabia a very hard lesson. I hope.
Well, okay. Thank you, of course, for that, Gabby. Very, very, very educational. There's so many different areas we can go into. I'd like to continue, but this coup, it sounds like it has happened, and I would suspect that with the entry of Russia and with the failures of the military, attacking Yemen, and then the fact that Yemen is actually bringing the war to Saudi Arabia, I can see how people in the military, I understand they're also having a lot of desertions. A lot of soldiers are hiding because they don't want to go into combat. So certainly this it doesn't look good right now for Saudi Arabia. I think that when the Saudi Arabian foreign minister said that Assad must go, and it sounded like they were actually threatening Russia. This seems kind of suicidal, and I could see how that would also prompt someone to think that the king was having mental problems. Okay, well, those are two very important issues. Also, there's a couple other things. I want to talk about the Golan Heights. I want to talk about Hezbollah and the Republican Guard, the Iranian, or whatever they call the troops there. Is it the Iranians? They call them the Republican Guard. What are they called? What are the Iranian troops called? I'm sorry. What
Actually,
do you got?
in Golan Heights, I'm dying to talk about Golan Heights. That the Israelis now have given Dick Cheney a privilege in order to make drills of oil in Golan Heights, as if this land is theirs. They are so teased actually, because from the within of occupied Palestine they are facing a hell because of people in the third intifada, and from Golan Heights the resistance still fighting against them. And I just want to say that we in the south of Syria shot nine planes, Israeli planes, those designed for spy issues, drones of course, and we could shoot nine planes.
Drones.
Yeah.
All right. For the people that don't understand, and this is something I try to bring up a lot, is that the Golan Heights is a major issue and a major factor in everything that's going on right now, because Israel captured the land in 1967, I believe, and they have since annexed it, and nobody mentions it. Nobody talks about it. Obviously, it's still a big issue in Syria, but like Gabby just mentioned, extensive amounts of oil now have been found there, and the rights to drill this oil have been given to foreign companies. I know that Rupert Murdoch's Genie Oil is certainly one, and obviously Dick Cheney, I'm sure, is involved also. Yeah. But they're saying now that this oil that is located there is actually huge and possibly even larger than the amount of oil in Saudi Arabia, which would really be something. Now, if you look at the Western media, what they are actually saying, which is just absolutely incredible, is that the oil has been discovered in Israel. And they are now saying that Israel is going to become a major oil producer. But what they are not mentioning is that it is not Israel, it is Syria, it is occupied Syrian territory. So, anyways, I hope I described that for you guys properly. Is there anything else you want to say?
Of course, if we want our Golan Heights back, it is not because of the oil, of course, that is understood, because we spend the majority of our times in UN meetings claiming to get back our lands. This was way before discovering such things. But what now frightens me to death, that they are going to hold and be attached to this territory more, because it is like a hen that gives them golden eggs. So I don't know what to say. When I heard this news today, I was just like killed. This is the first time that anyone would hate to discover in their own lands resources as that much, because I know that we are not going to take it back if that happens.
Well, let me just say this. I understand what you're saying, that if there was no oil, then maybe Israel would be easier to give it back. But We know that Israel does not want to give it back. Getting land that they've stolen to be given back is almost impossible. We see that in Palestine and the West Bank. But the thing is now that Russia has come in, and Russia, Putin is very smart. He doesn't say, he's not like Obama. He's very, when he says something, it's very well timed and intelligent. And he has gone publicly and said that he supports the Palestinians having a state. So clearly this is at odds with Israel. Now, of course, Putin has gone to, or Netanyahu has gone to Moscow, and he has had talks with Putin, and I don't think Putin gave him any sort of consideration whatsoever. So here we have Israel now trying to do anything they can to be friendly with Moscow, of course, which is I wouldn't trust Israel at all. And they're suggesting that they will provide intelligence to the Russians, and they're fighting ISIS. But at the same time, Russia has also came out very vocally and said that they will not tolerate any other country giving material support of any kind to ISIS, which also brings up the hospitals and the field hospitals that Israel has set up in the Golan for treating these guys. So the point I'm trying to make is I think that Putin is the man. Putin knows what's going on, and he may not be saying his plans, but I think that he intends to make sure that the Golan is returned. What do you think? You think Putin will make that happen?
I think yes. He is the man, actually. He says and does what he says, and yeah, I hope so.
What do you think,
Let's hear from Mahmoud.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the question?
What are we talking about?
Yeah. No, seriously, like I almost fell asleep. Sorry.
We're talking about the Golan Heights. Do you think that Putin will make Israel return to Golan?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like it's gonna be that easy. The Israelis will not return the Golan to us unless there is a war. Unfortunately, like there must be a war with Israelis, because look at them, how crazy they are and how sick people they are. Like. Let's, for example, look at this. This is like the minimum example I can give. Remember this girl who stabbed an Israeli soldier? Her
allegedly.
Name is,
allegedly.
What's allegedly?
That means we don't know if she really did.
Yeah, allegedly. And they shot her and they left her bleed until she dies. I mean, how do you expect such people to return Golan that easy? Like just because Putin would tell them return Golan, they would say, "Okay, sir, here, take it."
He won't tell them
someday.
He will. Look, he will. The Israelis will give the land one day. It's inevitable that we will get Golan again, but it's not going to be that easy. They will not give us Golan back on a silver plate. We will fight for it because it was taken from us, so we have to take it back by force.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, Israel right now is freaking out. They're upset because of the Iranian troops and because of Hezbollah, and we know that Lebanese Hezbollah has become a very effective, very good fighting force. And I think what people need to know about Hezbollah is that when they fought against Israel in Lebanon, that the kill ratio of Hezbollah to Israeli soldiers was actually very close. In other words, it's like America. When America goes to war, they want to have a 101 kill ratio. Israel's the same way. They want to have a 200 or 300 to 1 kill ratio. They want to kill 300 enemy for every Israeli soldier that they lose. And Hezbollah, of course, kills a lot of Israeli soldiers for every Hezbollah fighter killed. So they're very serious fighters. But the point is that they are now going to be deployed very close to the Golan Heights. And I think Israel is just may do something stupid. I'm really worried that Israel is going to be the one to launch a nuclear bomb at Damascus. I think if Israel doesn't do anything stupid, the United States doesn't do any stupid, that everything will be okay. But
I know.
I don't trust Israel.
Yeah, they would do this, and America, I'm speaking of American government, they would say they were defending themselves against the Syrian threat.
Yeah.
Like they would do it like it's nothing, and the U.S. government will just justify it. So they're like we must be like we must there is a saying in Syria like we should eat them on lunch before they eat us in dinner.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe breakfast is better.
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah, breakfast. Oh God.
Actually,
It would be a
trust
snack.
Hezbollah.
What's that?
I trust Hezbollah. I trust him. I trust Hassan Nasrallah very much. I don't trust Israel, of course. Not only because they are our enemies, but they look at everything around the world, mischief in the entire world, that you will find fingerprints of Israel. And I think that if Hezbollah is going to be deployed in Qunaytira next to Golan, things are going to be more easy for us to get back our Golan. Not that we Syrians are cowards, of course not, but Syrians just want someone to push them or to open the doors towards their own lands legally. And we do actually respect the law. Now the law, even including the jungle law, if you want, and they tell us that go to take back your own lands, and we are going to go there, believe me, with the assistance of Hezbollah. And I want to mention something very important here, that anything that is said on media about Hezbollah is quite the contrary. They are Lebanese, not from Mars, for example. They are not extremists. It is not true that they force women to wear hijab, of course not. And they are Lebanese. They were born from the womb of suffering during the invasion of Israel, to Lebanon. Of course, not everyone on this planet knows that Israel invaded Lebanon in 80s of the past century. Because they say there have been a lot of civil war and sectarian wars, and the Lebanese killed themselves and each other, etc. But no one mentioned anything about the intervention of Israel in Beirut and in the south of Lebanon. They occupied it, man, and they just built their own colonies. And
now,
you don't want
Gabby,
Lebanese to fight back? Yeah.
Lebanon doesn't have an air force, I assume. Is that true?
Yeah, they don't actually. Their army is not that big deal, but we will assist them, of course, as Syrians. And we have a lot of jets and whatsoever, because if the war took place, there is no way to turn our backs to them. Of course not. We did not do that in prosperity, to do it in adversity.
Hey, what about Jordan? What's the latest? What can you tell me about Jordan and the king, and where do you think they fit into all this now?
Actually, the Russians had a convoy coming from Jordan, and this king is just like the snake. Says something and do quite the opposite. He says that he wishes for Syria to settle down, and everything is going to be good, and the migrants, Syrians, refugees, Syrians come back to their own land, but he prevents them from going back by force with armed people there from his own army, not army, but his associates, I think. And the Russians did hit targets where convoy were heading to ISIS in Tadmur in Palmyra. Thanks God, we finished this weapons and food they were about to get. He is a very big liar. He's just a puppet. He can't do anything apart from the orders of Queen Elizabeth in person. Because, maybe you know that his kingdom is somehow subject to Elizabeth II kingdom.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's interesting.
Even his guards are not Jordanese. I don't know if you know that. They are British from the Buckingham Palace.
No, I didn't know that. That's interesting. It's something I'm going to have to look into now. But so basically, what you're saying is that there's the King of Jordan is connected somehow to the English crown.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I always recommend that they need to read the Magna Carta. There's actually two versions of the Magna Carta, one for the common people and one for the nobles. But when I hear people saying things like the Vatican rules the world, or the Rothschilds rule the world, or the Queen rules the world, if you read the Magna Carta, you'll see that the Vatican and the Rothschilds answer to the Queen. The Queen's in charge of everything.
Yeah. Oh God.
Mahmoud, what else have you got to say? I'm glad you've calmed down a little bit. You're still pissed off at those national, this damn.
I wasn't angry. I wasn't angry at the first place, but I was, trying to, when I try to keep the idea and try to convey it, without any stoppage, I become like this.
Well, it's like I said, it's good because you're putting out a viewpoint and bringing up something really important that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, I hope that the army does something about it. They can't just let someone fight for their, fight in their names and sabotage their image.
All right. Well, let me say this, Mahmoud.
Yeah.
Okay. For all the listeners out there. And I know there's a lot of new listeners, and there's actually people in Syria. I've actually had people in Syria contact me today and ask me how to listen to the show and things like that. So I know that you're doing a lot of work to spread information. Very, very important. So and it wasn't that long ago that we were having people call the United Nations representative and all this. So and we know that the Obama administration, the Defense Department, and the State Department all listen to this show. So let's hope that somebody in the Syrian army or the government over there is also listening, because I have a feeling that they probably are. And let's suggest to them that as policy needs to be looked at, and these these extremist militia groups need to be reined in, and they're certainly not helping the public relations of the Assad government. And I'd like to suggest that even though we're trying to be open-minded and all that, at the same time, we've been working really hard, right? It's been 2 or 3 years now. We've been working really hard for Syria, and you'd like to see a little love coming from the Syrian government, right?
I hope so. There is something funny about the situation here, that these guys consider themselves big deals. Like they can do this and that just because they are national defense. They don't even see how moderate and how nice the Republican guards are. And for God's sake, they are Republican guards. They are even closer to the president more than these douchebags who are called national defense.
And you're talking about the Iranian troops now?
No. The Syrian Republican guards.
Oh, okay.
next to Kutsaya, there's a checkpoint for the Republican guards, and they allow people to bring as much food as they can, as much food as they want, and they don't treat them bad. You just say hi to them. They say hi, brother. You can come in. You're welcome. They are so nice to you, and they are Republican guards. I mean, they are close to the president, and they treat you very nice. Whereas these douchebags are great civilians, and they treat people like they are as if they were gods, humiliating slaves or something.
Well, that sounds kind of like
on.
the police here. It sounds a lot like some of the police in America. They get like that when they can have guns. Their testicles get really large, and things like that. But anyway, okay. I don't know if we can say douchebag on the air. I guess we can, but let's try to find a new word. Anyway, so what else have we forgotten?
Yeah.
How's Dr. Rima? I know she had a conference. Yes.
I didn't know about that.
No, I don't know.
Something new happened yesterday. I don't know if you knew about it.
What?
That the founder of ISIS, he was targeted in an airstrike by the Iraqi army.
Right, I heard about that. He was in a convoy by the border.
Yeah, in the convoy, yes.
Okay, what was his name? Do you recall?
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.
Okay. Now, obviously, a lot of people say that he's actually a Mossad agent. So,
Idiot.
Thank God he's gone, huh? Now, supposedly...
We hope he is gone. But if he's gone, they will bring someone worse than him. It's just like the American president.
You cut ahead.
We always think that there will be a better president.
I got to tell you guys... so many of these FSA and ISIS people are retreating and going to Europe and what have you, and they're trying so hard to bring them into the United States also. Of course, there's some of them are real refugees, and so many of them aren't even from Syria. They're from all these other countries. But so I think we'll get to be fighting them over here too pretty soon. McCain and, of course, that other idiot, what was his name, Lindsey Graham, two senators. These are the two of the bastards that helped create ISIS, and now they're trying to force the United States to tell us that we have to allow these immigrants in. And we know that these guys, most of these immigrants are ISIS or FSA or al-Nusra.
Actually, this is the greatest thing that I'm concerned about. That a lot of these ISIS and Nusra and FSA X, let me say, are now in Europe, and that is dangerous. Actually, what if they just decided to make Europe Islamic state?
They're going to try.
What about that? I watched the other day a march, a very huge march, claiming to they want to be for the regime and to make Europe Islamic state. And they were too many. They are not Syrians to begin with, because I can't identify the faces. They are from all over the world, women, children, and some of the Danish people, the simple, I would say, Danish people were supporting them, not able to understand what they are saying in Arabic, and a very huge one. They were holding, of course, the ISIS flags in both colors, in the white and black. That was awful, actually. Now, the governments of Europe letting these guys to come across, via Turkey, they are not securing their own people. They are jeopardizing, actually, their own countries by receiving such people.
Hey, you just reminded me of something that's kind of important that happened last night, or this morning. I guess it was this morning. It was about 1 a.m. my time last night, there was that big explosion in Turkey at the protest, the rally, peace rally, killing a bunch of Kurdish people. I did a thing on Press TV last night, and they wanted me to talk about that. And of course, it had only happened 30 minutes earlier, so there wasn't a whole lot to understand. But my guess, just from looking at the situation, was that it was some sort of a false flag attack. But the thing is that the Press TV, they didn't want me to say anything about NATO and the possibility that this was actually done by NATO in order to try to get Turkey involved inside of Syria. What do you guys know about this, first of all, and what have you heard, and what is your opinion?
Actually, I have a friend who lives there next to this station. It is a train station in Ankara, the capital of Turkey.
There's our break music. Okay, Gabby, remember that. Okay, we'll talk about that when we come back. Okay, everybody, in about 5 minutes. Okay, so remember, we'll talk about that when we get back. All right, Gabby? All right, everybody, mute your microphones, please. And give us 5 minutes, folks. We'll be right back.
Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
This is Thomas, a.k.a. a Mad Painter. I'd like you to join me Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Open Canvas. Don't forget to bring an open mind.
Yes, folks, that's right. Bring an open mind to an open canvas. Again, that is Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. UFOs to government corruption. This is Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
Transcending time and space, let us take you to the place inside your mind where thoughts divide and mysteries unwind. Join us every Monday evening right here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And you will catch the Fenton Perspective with our great host, Lorian Fenton. Come listen in as she shares her amazing stories from the past to present, along with all of her guest secrets to the future. That's the Fenton Perspective every Monday evening right here from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Revolution Radio. Oh, and you don't need to expect us. We're already here.
Did you ever feel that things were not quite right? That everything was just ever so slightly askew?
Do you have, to paraphrase Morpheus, a splinter in your mind?
If you're interested in hearing the latest information about UFOs, the paranormal,
ancient cultures and structures,
monatomic elements,
longevity,
fantastic discoveries in science,
downloaded to your brain,
then tune into us. Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Mackie.
And we are Shiny Side Out, Sundays 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern. See you then.
Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here. The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and FreedomSlips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, FreedomSlips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
All right, guys. During the break, I was trying to negotiate a way that we could get the phones opened up. I'm kind of communicating with my producer, and I don't know if he's listening. Yeah, I'm sure he's probably listening, but obviously. But the thing is that the Nighthawk, the station owner, is the only one that can get this a phone working to me. So I was hoping somebody in chat can contact him and see if we can get a working phone connection to me. And if that's so, they can either talk to Keith or someone can contact me through the Skype and let me know that we do have a working phone line, but unfortunately, until that happens, we will not have the ability for anybody to call in unless you are connected to me via Skype. I can bring you in if you are friends with me on Skype, and trying to do 2 or 3 things here at once. Okay. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Again, this is the Stephen D. Kelley Show on Revolution Radio, www.freedomslips.com. I want to remind everybody that we are 100% listener supported. We do need your support. We still are within an hour of the show. If you donate money right now, I think it's $50. If you donate $50 and say silver bar or something like that, make sure your name and shipping address are included. We will send you a 1 ounce bar of fine silver, and this, of course, is a good deal. But we really do need some financial support this month because here it is, the 11th, and I don't think we've taken in a whole lot. So we do need money to stay on the air. Anyway, I hope you guys have all enjoyed the program so far. I have. I'm really happy to have the guys here, and I got to tell you, I really thought that tonight was going to be kind of a happy celebration, because I thought, yay, the Russians are in there and they're kicking butt, and ISIS is going to go away and everything's going to get better. But it is a little bit better, like the guys have both said, that you don't hear the mortars like you did. You do hear jets, but they're Russian jets, so that's good. But again, there are still issues with internal policy and the national force that Mahmoud is talking about. These guys seem to be out of control and acting like the American police force. We'd like to impress upon the Assad government to look into that and fix that. And the Army, of course, I think the morale of the Army right now is really a lot better than it was. And perhaps given that fact, they'll be a little more inclined to step up and get those guys under control a little bit. Right before the break, Gabby was talking about something, and I hope he remembered where he was, and he'll pick up. Gabby, where? Go ahead and pick up where you left off.
I was saying that I have a friend living in Turkey, in Ankara, and it happens that her own house is just 1 block to where the explosions happened, and she was just like crazy. She was worrying about her own son because he was the son. He was passing there, and she could not contact him because even the cell phones went down at that moment until she was finally able to talk to him, and he told her that he was watching what happened there, and it is just like a massacre. About 100 died, not of course one exactly, 95, and about 300 injuries. And that was actually devastating. What happened, and now Erdogan is accusing the PKK, the Kurdish party, of doing this suicidal attack in this train station, although this attack prevented people of making a peace march, and those who died there, most of them were Kurdish and were against Erdogan. What a coincidence!
Okay,
that,
let me just kind of paraphrase what you just said here, because I think this is really important. All right, basically the Kurdish group, the PPK, is it right?
Yeah.
Kurdish Workers' Party, of
Yeah.
course, is the whole purpose of this protest allegedly was to ask for peace between the Kurdish people and the Erdogan government over there in Turkey. Now, I don't believe, a lot of people are suggesting that this was the Turkish government that did this. You're saying Turkish government are blaming this on the PPK, which to me seems insane. I can't see the PPK bombing their own people. Does this seem, is it possible that my first inclination with this, about this, and it's hard to understand because if it was a suicide bomber, this wouldn't make a lot of sense, but is it more likely the case that this is a Mossad operation or some sort of CIA thing?
I think yes, using one of those ISIS puzos. I don't know who done it. It is a twin explosion, by the way. Two suicidal people commit suicide there by explosions. And I think, yes, it is in order to make some kind of diversion, in order to divert the opinion of the world to the advantage of Erdogan. Especially that next month they have parliament and elections in the parliament. So he wants someone to support him. So this is why he just pigging the
so does his party does his I don't know enough about the Turkish political divisions over there, but are you saying that the people that support Erdogan and his government, his party, do you think that they believe that making trouble with the Kurds is going to benefit them in the election?
Maybe yes, maybe they do. They are, after all, his trumpets, actually. And they would sing the songs he sing, that they will never argue with him. It was tragic what happened in Turkey, despite anything that happened here in Syria because of this government, this insane government of Erdogan. But we Syrians condemning this, and it was tragic, man. Children and elderlies, women and youth were killed there in a very important point in the middle of Ankara. That is insanity.
Let me just say something here. Now, the Kurds, of course, are fighting ISIS, and the Kurds and Bashar Assad are in opposition. Okay, to put it lightly. Now, Russia comes in, and of course, without question, Russia is there to support Assad and to keep him in power. But at the same time, Russia is also offering support to the Kurds because they believe that next to the Syrian Arab army, that only the Kurds and Iran, of course, and Hezbollah are actually fighting ISIS. So that's a very strange relationship, yeah?
Actually, there is a misconception here. Putin refused to arm the Kurdish forces. If you didn't know, Putin said that the only institution that represents Syria is the Syrian Arab Army, and we are not going to fund or arm any other party. So the armament is only directed to the Syrian Arab Army. The political Kurdish people, the head of the pyramid in this Kurdish people, they were upset. Actually, they wanted Putin to arm them, and he refused. He said that as long as Syria has its own army, we are not going to arm militias or whatever. So I think Putin is sending a message here that he is unlike the US administration, not seeking the fame and to be applauded for by supporting everyone. He's just dedicated this support to the Syrian army, the official Syrian army.
Okay, but that's true. All right, I understand. But Putin did publicly say that the acknowledged that the Kurds were one of the few groups actually fighting ISIS, like
but he did
the
not
Syrian
arm
army.
them. Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
But
I get the implication or the impression that when he says that Putin says that he will defend the Syrian army and he will prevent any outsiders from being involved by accepting that the Kurds are legitimately fighting ISIS. My impression is that he is giving them a support, some sort of support, not support maybe material-wise, but he looks upon them something like an ally.
Yeah. After all, the Kurdish people are part of the Syrian strata, after all, and they are parts of us as Syrians. Even Bashar Assad did not say anything against them at all. Even in his late interview with RTV, he acknowledged them to the end. We love them.
Gosh.
We love them. They are citizens, Syrian citizens. But Assad said that as long as any demand of these Kurdish people never touch the sanctity and the unity of Syria, everything that they ask for is accepted. But if they want to take Al-Hasaka, the governorate Al-Hasaka, in order to make some kind of independence, that is faced by Assad by a complete refusal. No negotiation.
Let me ask both you guys something. Do either one of you know anyone that lives in the area of Latakia?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. How close to the airport are they?
Very.
Okay. What do they tell you about what's going on over there?
The sound of the jets in the sky never let them sleep, actually. But they are so happy at the same time. They consider themselves offering sacrifice. Okay,
Yeah.
to hell with the sleeping, but let this country get rid of terrorism.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Now, I look at the map at the area right there, and to me, when I look at that airport and the little port right there, it reminds me of the area around here. It looks like just another city, just another area, like urban area.
Yeah.
I understand the security is really strong right now, and that the enemy really wasn't that far away. There's still a lot of fighting, very local right there. What have you heard about that?
And next to the Hamamim airport, there is no actually clashes because it's as you said, it is a suburbia, and the terrorists are taking a stronghold. They hold the countryside of Latakia. Not everyone, just the northern countryside towards Turkey. So, yeah, of course, any explosion or missile will be heard by people of Latakia and Jabla there. So they are not frightened, the inhabitants of that area The Syrians are not frightened actually. They are so valiant as well.
Oh.
Women and men.
Let me ask you this. It seems to me that the area between Latakia and Damascus, even where you're at, Mahmoud, a lot of that area is FSA as opposed to the ISIS, and that a lot of the initial airstrikes and cleanup has been happening. To me, when I look at what they're doing, Russia's doing, I see that it's only natural that they need to work on these areas first, and yet these are where the United States is complaining because this is where all the CIA people are. So, would you agree that most of the enemy around that area is FSA and al-Nusra as compared to ISIS?
Me? Are you asking me?
Well, whoever.
Yeah. First of all, the FSA legend has been ended since like 2 years ago. No one funded them, so they broke, and they just majority of them followed al-Nusra or either al-Nusra or Fatah al-Islam or whatever. But the concept of FSA has been actually cancelled. And as for this area, that do you suppose that if Russians hit these people on the highway between Damascus and Latakia, do you think that will make more or developments rapidly? I don't think so. I think that the strategy of Russians is related to creating confusion from the within of these groups, because at the same day you would hear of a couple of Russian raids in the south of Syria, and the same day in a couple hours in the north of Syria at the same time. So that creates a very great panic inside of these groups. But I don't think that any strategy in military would prefer to hit the highways, because these are the ones, the roads that connect each governorate or province with the other. Even those terrorists, it's not good for them to appear in these roads, because these roads are securing them to run away or to move from one side to another, so they will never attract the Russian or Syrians to hit these roads that will cut them off.
All right. I just want to say something real quick. We're 17 minutes into the hour, so we've got about 40 minutes left in the show or less. And I just want to suggest that if anybody's listening, and like I said, I know there's a couple people in Syria that are listening. If you would like to join us right now and offer your opinion or tell us about something that you've seen, and anybody that wants to get involved, that wants to say something right now involving the subject matter, you can connect to us right now on Skype if you send me a Skype request. And to do that, my Skype contact is my name, Stephen D. Kelley, but it's STEVN period D period KELLEY. So it's a period between both on either side of my middle initial. But if you send me a contact request right now, I'll connect you and you can join us on the show. So don't be afraid. Go ahead and do that. And if anyone else wants to join us just for fun, I would appreciate it. I'm really appreciate, though, you guys. We're getting a lot of information. What are we forgetting about? Anything? What else have you seen? Let me ask you this. There's a lot of talk, of course, about anti-aircraft systems and missile batteries, SS-300s, and that sort of thing. Of course, if these systems were deployed, naturally, if they were, say, like somewhere in the vicinity of the airport, I'm assuming if they were going to do these, they'd have them somewhere near the airport. And of course, these things have a very, very high range. They don't really have to be anywhere special to be able to cover the entire country. Have you seen anything like that, or do you know anybody who's actually seen any of these types of systems deployed anywhere?
As for me, I didn't actually. I
You
only
did?
see Russians. Didn't, no.
Oh, you did?
But I see Russians here in the capital when I go to the core of Syria. I see them wandering and buying things and laughing, and they are so nice gentlemen actually.
Tourists, huh? Wow.
Just like tourists. Yeah.
Tourists. Yeah. Soldiers. They're soldiers, I assume, right?
Yeah.
How about you,
They are.
Mahmoud? Do you get any? Well, obviously, I would expect to see them in Damascus, but do you see any Russians in Kutsayev?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no, huh?
We don't even see any government member in Kutsaya. So,
Oh, jeez. When the hell is Kutsaya going to get better? I mean,
I don't know, man. Maybe until those guys leave us alone.
Man, you know what I think? I mean, you see about these guys, these national guys, they act like idiots when they get guns. If guns were legal, it wouldn't be like that. This is why I try to tell people here that the Second Amendment is so important, because normal citizens should be able to have these guns, and like you said, then you could defend yourselves. You could actually do something. Anyway, do you want to say something? Go ahead.
Couple of weeks ago, Mr. President Bashar Assad said that he wants to dismantle any other forces other than the Syrian army, of course, in Syria.
Good.
I wish that happens soon because.
That's why the national defense troops here are going crazy.
Oh, they're going to lose their guns, huh?
Yeah, maybe they're kissing goodbye their guns, maybe. Something.
Oh, they're not going to give them up, huh?
Yeah, they will no longer bully us, so that's why they're crazy right now. I heard that the Russians asked for this. They suggested this to our government.
Smart.
And they thought about it. Maybe it's true, that the Russians suggested this to our government, and our government saw that most of people who hate the government because of some dirty deeds done by the national defense.
All right. Well, now we understand.
Yeah, and actually, when you go to an official Syrian soldier, he doesn't treat you bad. He actually talks to you and tries to have fun with you. Like he sits there all day, like checking your ID. You're going in or out. He needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So it's boring. So one day, like I was going to teach some student in a private lesson. So I was going there, and I passed from a checkpoint, and they said, they were about 4 of them. So they told me, "What do you study?" I said, "I study English literature." So he said, "Okay, why don't you give me a WhatsApp status in English? I wanna put that in my cell phone." They're nice. Normally they are nice, but when you go to national defense,
you tell him to tune into Revolution Radio.
Well, probably he wouldn't understand what we say. Yeah.
Well, tell him in Arabic. Tell him to. Oh, that's right. He's got to speak English to listen to the show, huh?
Yeah.
Oops. Do you have? Okay. Well, all right. Obviously, nobody's listening in Arabic, but okay. Here's your opportunity, just for fun. Here's your opportunity to say in Arabic, real quick, both of you, a message for anybody listening that doesn't speak English. You could, huh?
Okay.
Go ahead, Mahmoud. You first.
Okay. بتمنى من الجيش السوري خلصنا من لجان الدفاع الوطني اللي عم يشوهوا صورة الجيش. Okay, that's enough.
That's enough. Okay, I don't know what you said, but okay.
I said I hope that the Syrian army gets us rid of the national defense because they are ruining their reputation.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Gabby, your turn.
You want to hear my voice in Arabic? Okay.
Yes, yeah, go for it. You're speaking to the listeners now. Come on,
okay.
Go ahead. To the world.
ما في أي شيء بالدنيا بضل معنا غير المحبة. لازم نتعلم نحب بعض منيح لحتى نتخلص من هي الأزمة يلي قتلتنا لمدة 5 سنين. So I just said that nothing in life would be left to us but love. If we attach to love, we will be able to get rid of this crisis that has been with us for 5 years.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, no kidding. Well, you guys, like I said, I really tonight I really wanted to celebrate, because I know things are still rough, but you got to admit, when we first started doing these shows, did you think that it would be like this? Did you think that that this would happen?
Actually, to me, your shows were just like Hope. Let me speak about the very first time I participated in this. I was hoping that we might be able to change anything, to conduct any change in this whole globe. And I think now, yes, that change actually took place somehow.
I like to think that we've all had a part of that, don't you think? I mean, seriously, you guys are heroes. You know that. I know, Mahmoud, you think you're a superstar, but seriously though, you gotta pat yourself on the back a little bit. I think sometimes we did a lot of work, a lot more work than we give ourselves credit for. What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I do think that you are right, of course.
Yeah, I think this show has done a lot. And I like to think that even the Russians, even Vladimir Putin has been influenced by the work that we've done. And I know that a lot of Americans out there that are listening have seen a different side, not just of Syria, but of Islam in general. I think we've done a lot of good work here. So tonight was really supposed to be kind of a celebration that we can congratulate ourselves for having come so far since we've been in all this time. What 2 years, I think, isn't it? Has it been over 2 years?
Over than 2 years.
Yeah. Well, in that time now, I can't remember, but we must have done maybe 8 shows, I think, something like that. Is that about right? You think, you guys? Mahmoud, what do you think?
I think we've done over 10 shows.
Really? Wow. Well, hey, I mean, I still think it's a big deal. I really do. And I don't know. I know. Do you still run into anybody? Do you still meet people? I know you've got a lot of friends on Facebook, but what's new? What's changed? I know now, Mahmoud, you're pretty popular. Which one of you guys has the most Facebook friends right now? How many do you have, Mahmoud? Go ahead.
1,500.
And you, Gabby, how many?
Wow, only 1,000.
Oh, only 1,000. No, okay. Yeah. Now, before we started doing the radio programs, it must have gone up a lot, right? Mahmoud, did you make a lot of friends on Facebook because of the show?
Yeah, kinda. Like I don't know how many friends I got since then, but they were a lot. Like there's this guy, like for example, his name was Zach Hayes or something like this.
Oh so yeah, I know Zach.
Yeah, he added me. He told me that he texted me. He said that I heard you in the show and I would like to be your friend. It's not he was not the only one though, so there were others.
Okay, now Zach though, if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Zach went to fight in Kurdistan or with the Kurds. Is that true?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did, but he was very pro FSA, and I think I may have even blocked him because of that, because he was really very, very anti-Assad. So interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Go on. How about you, Gabby? How's it changed for you?
Yeah, my friends list was about 400 before, and those 500 new ones, I think that because what we've done in this show,
Are these
the
mostly
majority,
American people, English-speaking people, or what?
no, variously
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I have from Europe, from Deutschland, from France, Russians, of course, Ukraine. Yeah, a lot of they are diversified, not one language speakers.
Well, did a lot of these people find out about you because of the show, or what?
I don't know. Sometimes I find someone who is texting me and saying that he is a big fan. I don't ask why,
A fan?
and I
Did you say
yeah, and I accept this friend request, but I don't ask why, or I think that because of what I write on my wall. I
okay.
don't know. Maybe.
Well, okay. Well, that's true. You do write on your wall. I know Dr. Rima, she writes a lot of poetry on her wall. Makes me wonder sometimes. But and Mahmoud, when you write, sometimes you get pissed off and you're like, I can't even say what you say. but no, but that's funny. But so you have fans. You're both kind of famous now, I think, a little bit, probably, huh? You gotta be, right?
I think, yeah. Why not?
Why not? Why not? Well, like I said, someday, hopefully, God willing, when this is all over, we can hang out and we can celebrate this. But I think, but this is history, right? Where things have changed, and when you look back on history, I think people will remember who did the work, right?
Yeah.
It's like when I was go on Press TV and say that ISIS is CIA fabrication.
Mm,
It's and now everybody knows, right? It's like,
of
see,
course.
I told you.
Yeah, and that will leave a very huge print, by the way, in history.
Yeah, it will. Well, I don't know. As long as they don't come and get me, I know that. I know the government right now over here, Obama. I think they got to be scared. I think this is one of the reasons why they want to take the guns away from the Americans so quickly, is because they know that they're, like I said, if another 50 million Americans wake up, it's going to be all over for the government, because they're criminals. They've been lying. I mean, like 9/11, they killed 3,000 Americans just so that they could attack
Invade.
attack
Yes, yeah.
Iraq, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't murder people like that and get away with it. And I know that these people in power that are criminals, that are responsible for these things, they'll try to start World War III just to save their own butt. That's what they're
And
doing right now.
no one wants the WW3. Actually, we stick to www.facebook.com, but not WW3. For God's sake, who wants it?
Well, sometimes I don't trust Facebook. I think it's amazing that Facebook hasn't kicked me out. With everything I say, it's like, wow, how am I still here? Hey, right? Anyway, well, I'm disappointed that nobody called. Hey, what's Modar doing tonight, Mahmoud? Is he around?
He's next to me. He's watching some anime.
He's next to you. What the heck? Get him over here. Tell him to say hello. My God. Jeez.
والله
Modar, turn
والله
off the TV.
احكي بس قول
Hey.
Hey,
How are you?
Madal. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Modar, how come you're so quiet?
Because I'm watching Sirius in my mobile phone.
Oh, cartoon, huh?
Yes.
Hey, you guys, I play this game on. It's not a Facebook game, but it has a lot of anime. If you like anime, you should check it out. It's called League of Angels. It's all anime. If you like that stuff. So anyway, Modar, what's going on? When you guys are always together, it's a lot better now, huh? Tell us what you think.
About what? About what?
Well, I mean, just life in general. I know you guys. I see you out now playing, playing football and stuff. It's got to be better now, huh?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Me and Mahmoud play in the same team. It's wonderful to play with my friend. He's a good keeper.
Mahmoud, are you as good a goalkeeper as you say you are?
Yeah, and he is a great assist. He assists a lot of goals.
Yeah.
And when there is an attack attempt on my goal, he always blocks the shots.
Oh wow. Okay, Gabby, what is this that you just shared with me? Oh, this is a Facebook.
This is the video. Yeah, this is the video
something
I
in
told you about Denmark.
Okay.
Protest against the government in Denmark, claiming and asking to topple the regime in Denmark in order to replace it by IS. Sorry.
Oh, really?
That's
crazy. Sharia law and all that, huh? Wow. Anyway, here it is. It's like, well, we've got about 20 minutes to go. I'm tired now. We've talked about so much. What is there left? You know what? Okay, let me tell you something that I was thinking today, and this is a little bit sick, but this is something that occurred to me, and that is all these people. When this is over, and ISIS is gone, and Aleppo is free, and all these areas are free. Can you imagine sooner or later someone is going to find all these heads? You know what I mean? What are these guys doing? Yeah, from the people they've killed, from all the people they've cut their heads off. I'm thinking sooner or later they're going to find a big pile of heads somewhere. Have you thought about that? All the victims,
Yeah. That breaks the heart, actually.
I know that when the troops are moving into the cities right now, they're like Homs, like you said, they're freeing these areas. They're finding so many bodies and so many people being executed and stuff like that. And I'm just, to me, it reminds me of Cambodia. But Cambodia, of course, they killed 10 million people, something like that. And then after the war, after it was all over, they have these displays of all these bones and skulls. And I'm thinking that something like that is going to happen in Syria. When it's all over, they're going to find these, the evidence of everything.
Actually, the Syrian army, while liberating some areas in Hama, yesterday they went into some house there, and they found about 5 bodies, killed bodies, and they were unable to identify them because there were no ID cards.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I saw that on Press TV. Was that the same story?
Yeah, I think yes, they brought it on, but I don't know what to say. You are frightening me.
I know. It's not a. It's. I know. But you know what I'm saying is that all of these horrible things and all the pictures that we've seen, when it's all over, it's what happens. They're going to find stuff. All these pictures we've seen of these soldiers, being killed and stuff like that. It's gotta, dead Christians, dead soldiers, dead, whoever. It's just sooner or later, that all has to be dealt with, and it's going to be very ugly.
Of course. And you remind me about something now about Toyota company that now, after about 2 years of the emerging of ISIS, the very first question everyone here asked in Syria was, where the hell did these guys get this these cars?
The trucks,
They
Toyotas.
are all new brand and they are so much alike, even in color whatsoever. Now, the U.S. administration saying that, yeah, of course, where did they get these cars? And they are blaming Toyota company instead of blaming themselves, because the ones who bought these cars
Right.
for these prices.
Yeah. The story is that the Defense Department asked Toyota, how did ISIS get all the Toyotas? And Toyota went back and said, why don't you ask your State Department? And it turns out that, yes, the State Department actually hired somebody, a person who was pro FSA or whatever, and he said, oh yeah, we like the Toyota Hilux, and they ordered all of these cars with special features and machine gun mounts and brush guard and four-wheel drive. And then the State Department says, yes, we bought these for the Free Syrian Army because they're the good guys. And it was an accident that they are now all given to ISIS. So yeah, they call that plausible deniability. It's just another big lie. You know, the United States government, they knew where they would go, right?
Of course, because we did not see anything of the sort with the FSA back in days. We did not see them mounting such luxurious cars. First we saw ISIS riding these cars, actually. And the irony that no one would acknowledge that back then, that these cars are being given to them. No, they started to yell at us and saying there are so many cars agencies in Harasta, in the suburbia of Damascus, and that place was invaded by them and they took the cars. But I know that there are a lot of agencies that sells you cars, but not that number.
So lies, yeah, all lies, huh?
Yeah, unified cars they are. And here in Harasta you would find a lot of other brands and a lot of other, let me say, trademarks of cars, of course, and they were all stolen, of course. I'm not denying that, but the thing about these ISIS, they were uniformed in cars and even in the dresses they got, in the guns. Everything was settled, actually, as if it is a real army.
Let me tell you guys something about modern cars. Now, I'm not sure if the Japanese are like this, but in American cars now, all of the new cars, they can actually turn off the car by satellite.
Yeah.
So if the Americans really wanted to do something, they could turn off every one of those cars, those trucks, make them just stop right now.
They kept for 1 year dropping food and arms to ISIS, claiming that was mistakenly.
Yeah, every time.
So would they ever consider to turn off their cars? I doubt it.
No, they're not going to bomb their same cars. You know? How hard would that be, right? Yeah, one jet. Well, I know that the Russians now, if there's going to be any convoys of Toyotas, that the Russians will destroy them. So.
Actually, the events are too many to be remembered. I should have written them in list or something, but I thought that I'm going to remember, but all over the world, it's so difficult to remember.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, this is it's not completely related, but okay, the United States, of course, has been using a lot of disinformation. Okay, they're lying about certain things, like a couple things important. They've said that the Russian cruise missiles that were launched from the Caspian Sea, that several of them crashed in Iran. Okay, they're also saying that now that that the Turks have shot down Russian jets,
Yeah,
right?
I heard that.
Yeah, and a lot of these stories now, I think, are coming out of the Ukraine, of all places. You know, like you can believe anything that they say. And let's see, there's some other good ones too. Gosh, I can't remember now, but the propaganda right now is just so bad. Oh, well, of course they're saying that the Russians are bombing. They say that they're bombing civilians before the plane even takes off.
Yeah, that's I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. We see any good ones like that. Have you heard anything like that? Let me see. It's funny though.
Yeah, this is the war comedia, I call it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, but maybe you mentioned them all, I think.
Oh, I got a good one. The United States just said, not the State Department, the Department of Defense said that they were going to stop training the. Yeah,
Yeah.
they said that they were going to stop training the fighters, right?
The moderate.
The moderates, yes. No more training moderates because they spent $500 million, I think, to train 5 people. Right. And then, God, I wish I had some of that money, right? Gee. And now they say that Obama right now he has a budget to give $1 billion. I think it's $1 billion to the Ukraine, and $500 million to the moderates. You know, so yeah, he's still giving them money. Everything they say is a lie. It's crazy.
Well, above everything is that 5 moderate fighters.
Yeah.
I even watched a movie called The Expendables.
Yeah. I saw today. I was looking at a site. It was a satire, right? Comedy, and they said that $500 million U.S. trained moderate rebels took over Damascus, conquered Damascus. 5 rebels.
The plan started by 15,000 fighter. These 15 became only 102, and then they discovered that they are not 102 fighter. They are only 60, yeah. And then turns out that there are only 5 persons riding 6 lorries. I just want to understand how this number 6 could manage to. Oh, maybe this lorry was.
I heard as soon as they went over the border, they immediately gave away most of their equipment.
Yeah, of course. they are only to deliver transporters, not not in distance expandables. It's a transporter.
Okay, here's a good one. Okay, they say now that the Russians have actually recovered the bodies of CIA agents from inside these headquarters that they destroyed by the airport, and they say that they know these guys are American because they had not just identification, but they had satellite phones. And on the satellite phones, the phone calls all went to bases, American military bases. But the U.S. government will not take these bodies back.
Why?
And this is the same thing that happened in the Ukraine with the CIA personnel and mercenaries fighting in the Ukraine when they were killed in action and captured by the militia,
Mm.
the CIA would not claim the bodies.
Of course, that will scandalize them more and more.
Terrible, huh?
Yeah. Imagine that they are taking these bodies back or something. It would be something awkward.
Well, okay, this is what I heard. From what I heard is that, and this is questionable if it's still going to happen, but they said in a situation like this, normally, what the Russians would do is they would take the bodies back to Russia, and they would process them in Russia, and then they would secretly give them back to the government, and then the government would say something like they died in a plane crash or something like that. But they said that's what they normally would do, but they say that now that they're not even doing that anymore. So, yeah, they used to actually work with each other in situations like this, but strange, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so what's next? What's the good word? Okay, well, I noticed we're almost done with the show. So what do you want to tell people about what can we expect? Let's what do we have to look forward to? What do you think is going to happen? Mahmoud, you go first.
I don't know what exactly to expect, but it's either that the Russians will end it, or the U.S. and its allies will do something. Like they will escalate the violence. I don't know.
Something stupid, yeah. Uh-huh.
Like it's predictable.
Okay, well, let me say this. Let me just interrupt real quick. Here in the U.S., there are people in the military, of course, they're trying to say that Russia will fail, that all they want is territory and to expand, and that they really want something, like they're trying to get, like they're trying to sell weapons, and it's all about greed, kind of like the way the America is. Do you believe that? I mean, I don't. I think they're being righteous.
Well, to be honest, I don't believe that, because if they only wanted some land or if they were greedy, as the U.S. Government claims, they wouldn't be already destroying 40% of the infrastructure of ISIS. We have been seeing the U.S. and the international coalition striking ISIS for over a year, and instead of demolishing ISIS, ISIS were expanding all over the country, especially in the eastern side. But look at Russia now. Like right now, we don't hear much of expanding ISIS. We only hear that ISIS was targeted here and there, and yesterday we heard that al-Baghdadi was targeted by an airstrike.
Hey, you guys. Again, we're running out of time, but I heard also today a report that the U.S. actually bombed a power station in Aleppo. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, I heard that they struck in Aleppo, but I didn't know what they struck.
Okay, so it's true. The United States did actually. They had like 2 F-16s or something. Actually bombed a electrical power plant. I heard.
Yeah, and they said that they were helping Russia in striking ISIS.
Yeah, by hitting a power plant. What the
seriously?
hell? Right? Jeez.
Yeah.
It turns out that it was a rumor and it was a lie about the electricity station in Aleppo. It turns out that it is lie. Actually.
Okay, so there was no strike? The United States did not strike it? Okay, that's what I wasn't sure.
It was accompanied by the report about Turkey shooting a Russian jet.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, so it's a lie.
And the Defense Ministry of Russia declared today that about 40% of the strongholds of ISIS were destroyed so far in the very first week, by the way.
Wow.
They are been here only for 12 days, by the way. And 40% of those positions of ISIS were destroyed completely.
Hey guys, the show is like almost over, but I just want to say real quick that if anybody donates $50 like right now in the next 4 minutes and write Silver Rush, includes your name and address, you'll receive 1 bar of silver from the station. But you got to do it right now in the next few minutes, and you got to make sure that you write down that information. And also ball cap if you would donate 75. Sorry about that, guys, for cutting you off. Again, this is the Stephen D. Kelley Show on Revolution Radio, www.freedomslips.com. 100% listener supported. Please help us out. Like my homepage, my Facebook page. Gabby, of course, and Mahmoud are both on my Facebook page. If you join my Facebook page, you can connect to them and give them your regards. Let's see what else. So yeah, Stephen Kelley for president. Go like me. Go like my page. You guys, come on. You got to help me get to be president here, okay? You want to help me out? All right. I'll solve all the problems. All your wildest dreams will come true. I should be president, huh?
Of course.
Of course.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, hey, then you could guys, you know, I would put in a thing and have you become ambassador to the USA or something like that. Sound good?
Sounds good to
Well,
me.
you guys have to fight over it, Mahmoud. You had said he left it.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay, that is the end of the show. Listen, I want to thank both of you for being here. I want to thank all the listeners. And even, like I said, this is Stephen D. Kelley Show, Revolution Radio. Good night, everybody. Talk to you soon. Adios. Goodbye. God bless.
Goodbye.
Listening to Revolution Radio.
What are we supposed to do?
I'm gonna fight, because I'm used to it. The rest of you are gonna have a tougher choice. And look, I don't want to sell it to you. It's too ugly for that. And it's ugly, and it's hard. But when you're fighting in your own backyard, you're fighting for your family, it all hurts a little less and it makes a little more sense. But for us, this is our home. Even the tiniest flea can drive a big dog crazy. So the first thing we have to do is learn how to work together. Become a unit. And that's going to take some time. So we're going to have to evolve. Rewire our reflexes. Learn new skills and adapt old ones. So we'll find people we can trust. Friends with their ears to the ground who can help us get the things we need to fight back. Watch what they do. Study their tactics, their routines. The more we know, the easier it will be to hurt them. But we'll need to be smart, and we'll need to be patient. We'll hit them on our terms, when we're good and ready. We inherited our freedom. Now it's up to all of us to fight for it.
Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, where the fight begins and information never sleeps. The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now